Hello, my name is James Rollins, and this is my first presentation for ICTN 4040, and today I'm going to be talking about physical data security. The straight definition of physical data security is the protection of data and hardware from the threat of theft, loss, or damage. This could be the result of theft, cyber terrorism, or natural disasters. And physical security is one of the most overlooked aspects of information security today. Why is physical security important? No matter how hardened an organization's security programs, protocols, and network infrastructure, the threat of damage or theft to systems hardware containing valuable data is always present. No matter how strong your antivirus is, no matter how locked down your router is, if somebody can walk into your data center and put in a keylogger like the two we see right here, both a physical and a wireless that can transmit keylogs to another machine, if they can pop a USB drive in and copy data off, then all the antivirus and firewalls in the world aren't going to be very useful. The types of threats associated with physical security: natural disasters such as fire, flood, earthquake, tornado, any act of God. Cyber terrorism, which is in the news a lot these days. Even government-sponsored cyber terrorism has come about. Disgruntled employees, somebody got fired and didn't think they should have been fired, decides they're going to come back and get some payback. For-profit hackers. We see this a lot with personal information theft, social security numbers, credit card numbers, trying to steal bank data, financial information from companies. That's what a lot of hacking seems to be getting into nowadays, is for-profit. Okay, best practices for implementing physical data security. First and foremost, lock the server room and control access. This should be a given, but you'd be surprised how many server rooms are not locked and just anybody can walk in and do whatever they want to do. Set up some type of surveillance. If it's just as simple as having everybody sign a logbook that goes in. Nowadays there are more RFID badge access to server rooms and comm closets. You could even set up video surveillance. And keep as many of the most vulnerable devices, such as your servers, maybe your routers, NAS, in the locked room or another locked room. Larger organizations might have several comm closets throughout the facility. These all need to be locked and either badge access or just locked with a key that only authorized personnel have copies to. You should use rack-mounted servers. Rack-mounted servers are easier to secure because you can mount them all in a locked cabinet that the cabinet can be bolted to the floor. It's going to be really hard for somebody to pick up an entire server cabinet and carry it out without anybody seeing them. Also, you should lock down the desktop computers. You should also have a separate lock on the case so somebody can't pop that case open and pull the hard drive out. And laptops should be locked down when they're on site and should be unlocked if authorized folks can take them home and do work at home. Continuing on with best practices, you should always have off-site backups. Many companies back up at least daily. I mean, now there are a lot of backups that run continuously throughout the day, but you should take these off-site on a regular basis. So if there is a natural disaster like a flood or a fire and everything gets blown up, you'll be able to get your company back up and running with minimal downtime. You should also lock down printers. A lot of printers do have hard drives, even some of the smaller laser jets, and it wouldn't be hard for somebody to pop one of these hard drives out and get access to basically everything that's been printed. You should have redundant utilities, such as generators. If power goes out, they fall over to the generator with minimal downtime. And you should build a nondescript data center. I was reading on an Amazon white paper that discussed their physical security, that their data center is built to not look like a data center. It's just a plain building. People really don't know what it is, where it's sitting, but inside is all of Amazon's servers, which contains just terabytes and terabytes of data. Also, you should avoid windows in your data center, except for non-secure areas like break rooms, maybe administrative areas, conference room, which these areas should be separated from the data center anyway. A good idea would be to have concrete walls between everything, maybe firewalls. You should limit entry points and secure them with multi-layer protection. Again, RFID cards, security points, man traps. An ideal situation for a data center would be one main entry and exit, and then if you have to have a loading dock or something like that, then for a total of two, no more than two. And a security system, this kind of goes without saying. Everybody has a security system these days. They're on cars, houses, but you should absolutely include that on your data center. And things that you can educate your employees. Watch out for tailgaters, people that try to just follow somebody who has authorized access into a sensitive area. They use their key card, they walk in, and this guy tailgates in behind them without having to swipe their badge. Do not allow bring your own device in the data center. You don't know what's on somebody's personal laptop, what kind of viruses, if they've been hacked. It's just not a good idea. And also, guests must be escorted at all times by somebody who's authorized to an authorized member of the organization. And do not allow anyone, vendors, salespeople, Uncle Bob, to attach to the network. If they need internet access, it'd be a good idea to set up a guest network for them to use. That way it's separate from the corporate network. Alright, on this slide we have an example of a secure data center. On this data center, the server farms are in green, and some of them are in black. This could be network equipment or something like that. But you see there's a wall. Each one's in a separate room, and they're separated by a pretty good distance from the utilities for the building, the heating and air and all this stuff. And then outside you have your backup generators. In case you have a total failure on the site, they can kick over and get you back up and running as soon as possible. Just a few bullets on this. This ideally would have 24/7 by 365 security, fire suppression system, bomb-proof windows, and that kind of caught me when I read the bomb-proof windows. Why would anybody need bomb-proof windows? But nowadays, with the threats that we face every day with terrorism, that's a good idea. N+1 redundancy, 256-bit encryption, an automatic daily backup, which you should take a copy off-site. RAID 10 hard drives, that way if a hard drive fails, you can hot swap it without any downtime. That's another aspect of physical data security. You're going to have hard drives that fail. The best thing to do is have RAID 10 so you can just pop a new one in. Uninterruptible power supplies. If there's a brownout or a little glitch in the power, nothing happens. Everything keeps running. And then again, the diesel generators outside. And here are my references. I had one white paper, the Amazon Web Services Overview of Security, and then I had 4 websites dealing with physical security. And that is my presentation, and I thank you for your time.